Yep. And I would love to spend more time on this match, but I believe the next one should already be started.
It is, yep.
So we should be getting into the next match any second now. Might just take a second to get switched over. Here we are, Maryland, Oregon. And we will get an update very shortly on how far... Okay, we're just in the rolls, I guess. 13 minutes past the start time, why not? And that has worked out perfectly somehow.
Let's go.
It was planned. And this is a 6 seed Maryland team dropped to the losing bracket by New York. And, you know, with players like Monko, Kama Kadama, Minus, Costco Hot Dog, and Batball, they are very, very scary. On the side of Oregon, there are some very notable names as well. Bocce Man, Fami, Schwartz, Tile, Dynamo, and Noop. Ban order is, yes, AB. And I think Maryland has to ban out the reading. You can never leave reading open against Bocce Man Schwartz. There's no way.
No. Oh man. Time to check my pick'ems while this match is starting, because why not? Anyone like some pick'ems discussions? Maybe let's take a look at the statistics of some of these matches so far. Why don't we here? Let me see what we got. Let me see what we got here. How many upsets have we had so far? We have had, I know there was at least, was there one upset? I thought there was one. Maybe there wasn't.
It is going to be DT1 ban for Oregon, followed up by the Nomad 3 ban from Maryland. And so the DT1 ban is interesting. Maryland have only played a single DT map the entire tournament, and they got the best score tournament-wide. So perhaps that striking some fear into the hearts of Oregon. The Nomad 3, of course, is that AR 9.2 rating map. Makes a lot of sense. DT3 ban to follow it up. Oregon really does not want to play DT into Maryland. Makes a lot of sense. Oregon don't really have much of a DT roster here.
This is, you know, the funny thing is I'm actually interested to see what's going to happen in this match, because Oregon, they played their first match in order to make it to this point yesterday. They 6-0'd Michigan. Maryland, they played today at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. They 6-0'd Georgia. Now, that doesn't seem like it would make a whole lot of difference, but something to note is that Oregon played their first match. Not only do they get a chance to have more time to figure out what they want to pick and ban and maybe be methodical about this, they also get the chance to practice after playing their first map. They can practice specific picks over the 24-hour period they've had between then and now in order to potentially improve their scores. For Maryland, they're pretty much at the mercy of either whatever they put up in their match immediately prior to this, or, you know, like the consistency that they have, or maybe like the modicum of practice that they've potentially been able to get in the past 35 minutes. So, you know, that may be something to potentially consider if you are Oregon. You know, you have a lot more accurate data being reflected from your opponent rather than what they're getting for you because you've had more time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it feels like Maryland has a lot of options. They're going to be looking to abuse the DT, abuse the speed, and we'll have to see how it goes. Of course, DT1, their previous first pick, is banned out, and I think the DT2, they also looked really good on. That has been left open as Oregon opted to ban the DT3 instead, so could very easily see them go for that DT2. I think it makes a lot of sense here.
Well,
even the DT4, really, I mean, I could think They're going to go for the Hard Rock 1 instead, skipping out on the GTs for completely. They're going to be leaving those for later on in this match. And this is an interesting one. This is both teams going in blind here. Neither one of them have played this map so far in this round.
Nobody can catch a meter speedy cause I the beat is the problem. And if you got a feed in your mouth, you gonna have to beat it about them. It's a lot of them, and I mean a lot of them. And me and Nina used to follow them. I got a lot of body. I'm Mrs. Hitman, the Hitman, the Hitman, karate.
I don't think Oregon have been, they definitely haven't liked to pick the HRs. We haven't seen a lot of them on it, but they look solid on the free mud too in the first week, of course, that being a much lower difficulty. Makes it a lot easier to put up solid scores, and I think this is also a solid pick for Maryland. It feels like they just control most of the GT Hard Rock pool in this match, whereas Oregon, we're going to see them look for any reading they can find in this pool. Maybe these more non-Hard Rock aim control picks.
I'm interested in seeing how this Hard Rock pick is going to go between these two teams here. Now, in terms of teams and rosters between them, Maryland as a whole, this being their pick, and Kama, like, FC'd Fremod 1 with Hard Rock earlier in their match, and I think they also had like great backing scores on every single Hard Rock pick, so Maryland might just run away with this fairly handedly if they're...
Yep, and it's going to be a very early consistency check for both teams. Going to be testing the nerves early on, as this map is tricky but very, very consistent across the length of the map.
Well, let's see what happens between these two teams here. This is pick number 1, and this could very much reflect how Maryland is going to look on this Hard Rock pool, which is going to be a big thing for them here. Hard Rock is a major part of their like mod selections.
Yeah, and I mean, Oregon has looked good on the ult so far, but has been more the no mod ult, as Kami finds the first miss, but it is traded back by Minus, so things going to be staying very even at the start. Is a slight accuracy advantage for Maryland. And Minus just finding chain misses everywhere, dropping a ton of accuracy, and has really given up the accuracy lead completely. Well, not quite completely, but getting there very quickly for Maryland.
Yeah, this is definitely some unfortunate early breaks from both teams here. Minus and Kamikaze both dropping the combos here. Not very desirable for either side, you know, but the good news is it's nullifying each other, so there's nothing crazy going on.
Yep, most recent miss not traded back by Kami though, so Oregon is slowly going to pull this score lead back, assuming they don't find any misses in this double section.
Well, here we, well, you know, we wait for the M&M section, right? Like, I feel like that's most of what we kind of hold in anticipation for something like that, just because of the nature of, like, the intro of this map being relatively simple, just alt patterns, and then now you start to throw in the rhythm, and this is where you catch people off guard.
Yeah, this part is deceptively tricky. It has caught a lot of people off guard. We see Monko dropping a little bit of accuracy. There goes Bashi. That's the first big miss, and Maryland are going to start to run away with this very quickly. They never gave up their lead just off of that accuracy. Oh, and there goes Kami as well. It's only one FC left for Oregon up against Kama Monko, even minus on the 500 combo.
You hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it for Oregon here. This could have been a very close pick, but Maryland clearly know what they're good at. Monko and Kama putting up the scores that they need to for their team right now. Kama, albeit with extremely good accuracy as well, holding this down through the rhythm section right now. Not single tapping, so, you know, I'm looking, all right, it's okay. No, I'm kidding. 99.2 is extremely good.
Yeah, and the last FC has dropped off Oregon is unfortunately no combo on that side, and Maryland doing what they expected here. Monko, I mean, doesn't need the accuracy. If you can hold on to your combo, that's usually going to be more than enough.
Ooh, double break from Maryland to make things even here between the two teams in terms of combos. Unfortunately for Oregon, they did not hold a single large combo through that section.
Yeah, at this point into the map, or even is nowhere near good enough for Oregon. They need to be massively ahead in terms of combos to bring this one back, and so every trade right now is a big plus for Maryland.
This is every single second of the remainder of this map is going to matter, and by matter, I mean Oregon cannot find a single miss on any player, and Maryland needs to three-way break twice.
Okay, you never know. Crazier things have happened.
That's true. That is true, actually. Didn't we see a, I don't remember which teams it was, but we saw a DT4 lost on a six-way FC earlier today. Was it Texas versus NorCal?
Very
possible. SoCal Washington. It might have been SoCal Washington. One of those matchups had a six-way FC on DT4 until the it was SoCal Washington. They had a six-way FC on DT4 until literally the last second of the map, and then like one player broke on Washington and two players broke on SoCal, and it was like a 40k difference.
Yeah, sadly, not the case here. We don't have quite the magical comeback that we needed from Oregon, and Maryland going to take this one decisively. I think Oregon already should be thinking about their next pick. It is not necessarily an easy one to find good picks into Maryland. Could go for the tech, but there's not a ton of reading left in this pool with the Nomad 3 Hidden 3 banned out. Probably just have to go for the Nomad 5, best option left over for them.
Interesting to see what happens in the remainder of this match. There are Hard Rock picks left to go, but Maryland with a strong performance, 1.7 million. A lot of damage being done by Kama and Monko there. None of the top performers on Oregon quite able to keep up with their performance. Moop trying to do something there actually with a 1300 combo. Unfortunately, the accuracy really bringing that score down a little bit, but Maryland has been strong as a whole roster here, and Oregon is definitely less the mechanics team and more the gimmick team, as we were mentioning earlier, and it's the Nomad 5 to start off for them. If Maryland has not heavily practiced this map, they will just simply not win this at all.
Yeah, you see, Chillier, this is where Maryland has blundered by playing a map pool with more than 2 reading maps against Oregon. What can you do?
What can you do?
But yeah, this is just going to be the Schwartz, Bashi, probably Dynamo. I mean, I guess I don't think there's any way Bashi doesn't play this. I'd be very surprised. We have occasionally seen other players in for the hidden, but would be surprising.
Yeah, this would be, you know, if Maryland won this pick, I would be thoroughly surprised. Again, I don't think there's any bad reading players on Maryland. Like, they have Batball. That's crazy. Batball is going to literally tear through this map. Unfortunately, they, like, a third for this map on their roster kind of eludes me for, like, an extremely strong reading player. So unless Kama or Monko or both of them have practiced the living hell out of this map, I don't see where someone matches up to, like, Bashi and Schwartz. But again, it's like Batball versus 2.
And even then, I don't think it's worth the time investment to grind this out for the small chance of beating Oregon in it. You know, invest your practice into other maps that you know you can win. It is just, you know, one map in the grand scheme of things, and as long as you can win, 6 of them. You are good to go. Here we go into the No Mod 5. Oregon looking to get one back here in equally decisive fashion. We'll see if they can do it or if Maryland can make this one look close.
Let's see how much people have practiced this map on either side. You will be able to tell pretty early who has practiced this. So far, though, looks like everyone has done their homework. Batball, of course, the strong accuracy from him exactly as expected. Schwartz and Boshi as well. Tynamo with the good amount of practice as well. Sometimes we don't quite focus on as much, but Tynamo, also a very strong reading player.
Yeah, I mean, and clearly it seems like everybody in the lobby has practiced. It really just does come down to the comfort at this point. You see Kama and Monko 2K on the lower accuracies. Boshi does find a big miss, though. It is early enough in the map that he has lots of time to recover, and this score should go back over for a little bit with the accuracies from Oregon, but Monko and Kama are doing a really, really good job of bringing his accuracies back up. They're both approaching 96 now, and if they can keep those accuracies up to match Oregon, the score is going to go back over any second, but back into the burst, Kama finds a miss, traded back by Schwartz of all players, and it's Tynamo, the last one holding, trying to fend off Monko and Batball.
Man, we talked about the two strong performers on Oregon, Boshiman and Schwartz, for this map, and, they had to be the ones to compete against Batball on this map, and Batball has even got Monko as a backing scorer on an FC still right now, and we talked earlier at the beginning about how Maryland would need Kama and Monko to have practiced this map in order for them to win it, and you know what? They both practiced it, so Maryland, they did everything they needed to do to try and win this map against Oregon, who has unfortunately found breaks on two of their best players. Kama going to be dropping one more time for Maryland, and there goes Batball!
Yeah, not just Monko 2K holding on, and Tynamo is matching. Oregon has been supporting combos. They're going to hold on to their score lead just barely. And with only a third of the map to go, Oregon are in a really good spot. There's one more tricky section here. There goes Tynamo, the FC down, but Schwartz and Botchman both hold. They have the combos to close this one out. And Monko not going to be enough on his own unless we see drops from Boshi or Schwartz.
Yeah, we would need to see drops. Honestly, actually, I think Oregon might need to hold both of those combos here. Batball is going to be coming up on Tynamo's score relatively quickly here, which means that Boshiman and Schwartz are expending all their effort on trying to match Monko, but Monko finds a break, and I think that's the opportunity now closed for Maryland. 110,000 score in favor of Oregon, and they have significantly more combo than Maryland does.
Yep. They should close this one out without too many troubles. The recovery combo doesn't exist on Maryland, Schwartz, and Kama trading. But this one, again, very much as we expected it for Oregon. And the question now is, where do you go from here? Because the other two read maps are banned out. And they're going to have to switch off the pure read maps, making their picks quite a bit harder. Yeah, Boshi finds the miss, but it is much too late.
Yeah, Schwartz's accuracy is nuts right now, by the way.
99.7, yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows you how comfortable these players are as the accuracy, right? Because, on maps like this with the perfect stacks and overlapping, there is a lot of potential for chain missing. You saw Tynamo found two misses right there alone on that one pattern. And Schwartz's accuracy means that he was just finding, one little break here and there. And yeah, it's just the two notes with the 3 100s for Schwartz. Oh my God.
Jeez.
What an act performance.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Batball as well, who was matching Schwartz's accuracy for the first half of the map, but just not able to keep up in that tough ending. As 3 times 100s is absurd.
What a performance there. That is inhuman accuracy. Schwartz with unreal levels of reading in multiple modes, actually. If you know Schwartz, he is actually just a demonic reading catch player too, so definitely extending the reading abilities in multiple areas it is built into his soul. So good to see there, but Oregon getting themselves on the board very early here against Maryland. Good to see both teams confident on their own picks. We talked a little bit at the beginning of the map about how Maryland, they had Batball and Oregon has Schwartz and Boshiman, and while it didn't actually end up turning out that way, Schwartz, Boshiman, and Batball all were broken before Tynamo and Monko. They all put up good performances into the ending of that pick there, and that's kind of what matters. They were confident on their own picks going into, you know, the ending of that. You know, Kama had a little bit of trouble, but Kama's also not a reading player, so you know, I think Maryland expects to lose certain picks in, you know, those cases.
Absolutely. You know, especially when you go up against a team that's so stacked in one category, you're going to lose maps. It's going to happen, and you just kind of have to roll with it. Focus on your own picks and make sure you win those. And Maryland, I think, has quite a few options. They're going to go for the Hard Rock 3. No surprises there. The Hard Rock pool is really, really good for them. This is going to be Make Some Noise, so Tech Hard Rock.
Good aim Hard Rock in here again. Maryland, we talked about them leveraging the Hard Rocks in this match pretty heavily. They have an extremely good roster on this map, especially backed by Kama, who is very confident on this mod as a whole.
Yep. I think what it comes down to is Oregon just doesn't have that full lineup that is very, very comfortable on the Hard Rock, and so regardless of the tech abilities, the Hard Rock is the tricky part for Oregon, I think. Bashi can play it well, but it can be tough to find the second and third players. Probably, maybe seeing Moop coming back in for this one.
Moop, yeah, definitely for Oregon here. And again, you know, this is I don't know how to expect this. But Maryland, you know, their Hard Rock ability is just, it's through the roof with their roster here. So Oregon definitely going to be fighting some tough battles on these maps here.
Yep, and you could try throwing Kemi in as the last player for Oregon, but it's going to be Tile instead.
Waiting for Kama to maybe take a quick look at the map really quick, just give a little refresher and get back in here so we can give his best performance. You know, fairly straightforward map regardless of, you know, how difficult this map is or how many, you know, good Hard Rock and aim players we've seen have some trouble on this pick. This is, you know, it's fairly straightforward for slider aim. There's no reading aspect to this. There's no like rhythm shifts or anything. It really is just larger slider aim here. So very much rewards those who have practiced this map a little bit, those confident on keeping their accuracy up through Score V2 on sliders here. And of course the Hard Rock aim, you know, at its most basic sense here.
Yep, and we see some very early accuracy drops from Oregon, and they are big, so could very easily play a factor into the rest of the map if Oregon cannot recover. We have seen that be a problem in our previous match, where it came down to accuracy quite a few times.
See what happens as the first key eye of this map kicks off here. We're going to have the introduction section here. We've seen a lot of teams actually find some breaks in this early part of the map here, and as I say that, Minus is going to be the first one to drop the combo here again. Not the first player to miss in this early bit.
Yep, Maryland going to hold on to their lead for quite some time. Misses from Minus are not enough just yet. The score's going back over. This is going to be the first test of the map. The Oregon players, if they can hold through this, they're going to be in a good spot, but easier said than done, as Maryland players are going to look to hold through it as well.
Here we go. It's a three-way FC for Oregon through, but now it's the difficult section of this map here, and this is where it's really going to matter. Boshi's going to find the first slider break for Oregon, and now it is 2 FCs to 2. Boshi continuing to find breaks here, but Monko drops another FC. It is now all up to Kama to fend off Moop right now. Tile has dropped the FC as well. He's got the supporting score from Minus up for Kama here, so this is going to be big for him to hold Maryland in to this pick here. Easily their best Hard Rock aim player existing on the roster right now. Gotta put the work in.
Yeah, and with Minus' supporting combo, this slow section is actually going to be really good for Maryland to build up a little bit of score lead before the next hard section, but this is where we see if they can combo anyway, so it's not going to make too much of a difference here. There goes Moop, that's big miss for Oregon. But Kama trades it back, but Minus is on 500. Boshi Man only matching Monko, and Maryland, with no misses from Minus, are in a really, really good spot. This is another slow section that is just free combo for Minus and Monko to continue pushing this score lead.
Minus is putting the work in now. After that break from Kama, he put up a great starting score to get Maryland out in front. And now it's up to his teammates to hold down the work that was done here. Monko's going to slider break on the large slider there, but it's a full reset for Oregon, which means that Minus is just going to absolutely sweep this from under their feet.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there is the last carry section of the map, but it might just be too late for Oregon, even if Minus does find the miss on that last X section.
Well, only one section left to go, and Maryland has put up a fairly significant lead above Oregon here, over 300,000 now. And as Minus makes it through this next section of triples here, we have the last aim section. And Oregon really just can't do anything about this at this point, regardless of what Minus does in the remainder of the pick here. It is just simply over for them. Kama and Monko putting up supporting combos that match two of the ones on Oregon, and Minus does drop the combo there, but not before advancing the 100,000 lead that Kama created to 400,000.
Picks from both teams so far. They've been able to win their own picks. And this one has been decisive, as Maryland expected. They are going to be, I'd imagine, running through a lot of the Hard Rock pool. Still just the Hard Rock 2 left over. And this is... Go ahead.
No, it's good. I thought your mic died again, so I was going to fill the space.
Fair enough. I was going to say, or this is where we start to see the picks become a little bit harder for Oregon. I do still think they have some picks, but nothing quite like that No Mod 5 where you expect them to win every single time. They could go for something like the Free Mod 4 potentially. Maybe they go for the DT4. That one would be very, very risky. Both teams had comparable scores on it. So that would be a bit of a coin flip that I don't think is necessary this early on. But, maybe something Oregon will keep in their back pocket as we get later into this match.
Yeah, I spend so much time being focused on the fact that Oregon is a reading team that I feel like half the time I do fail to look at what other maps that they might actually be able to be confident on. And I think in part that's also because Maryland is just such a strong roster overall this year. When you've got this distribution of mechanics players who can also play reading picks, who can also play even weird gimmicky stuff, it creates this weird shift where it's what do you pick against this team, right? Because you've got the reading roster of Kama, Monko, Batball, and then the Hard Rock roster of Minus, Kama, Monko, and then the speed roster of Kama, Monko, and Minus, and then you've got all these different possibilities, and then Kodama for consistency maps, and then there's so many different avenues that this roster can be manipulated into.
And yeah, it was just the Free Mod 4. I think this makes a lot of sense. This is going to be the CS5 aim control pick here.
Big this is a good pick. This is a good pick, I think. A little bit dangerous because Kodama exists on Maryland, and this is literally his skill set. And Kama is the Hard Rock guy, so I don't know if Kama takes Hard Rock on this. It depends on how Kodama feels. Kodama could either be the hidden Hard Rock or the No Mod. Oregon, Bashi is a very good stream player, so I expect him to be comfortable on something like this. Kamikaze as well, good consistency player. The third for Oregon on a map like this, I imagine it's either Dynamo or Tile. Dynamo's a good stream player.
Yeah, I think Dynamo would make a lot of sense. It looks like they're unsure themselves. We'll take them out to the side. It's going to be Schwartz in, I guess, for the hidden.
All right. That's all right. I was thinking Bashi for hidden, but it looks like Bashi may potentially rock out with the Hard Rock. Kamikaze actually could Hard Rock this. I take that back, actually. I think it's 50-50 between the two of them. I think it depends on whether or not they want a really good FC possibility. Oh, Bashi might be easying. Okay, Bashi is definitely easying based on Kama's reaction.
All right, this is the second easy of the night. We are, man.
Or Schwartz easying too.
Schwartz is a very solid easy player as well. Wait a minute.
He is hidden.
Okay, it's just hidden. And but Bocce easy. It's a very long map, and
Alright.
you know,
I see
we've
this.
seen Lulzep do it. Can Bocce do the same?
We saw Lulzep more than do it on this pick, man. That was just the performance of the day. He did find an early break, though, and Bocce has not found the early break that Lulzep did. Maybe he'll be able to hold through this aim section here, too. Like we kind of expected on the side of Maryland, maybe a couple switches here. Kama did end up taking the Hard Rock for that roster. Not unexpected at all. Definitely their, again, best Hard Rock player overall. Kodama on the hidden does make sense. Frequent hidden Hard Rock player, also frequent consistency player, so having him on either the hidden or the Nomad does make a lot of sense. And then, of course, there's Monko, who is just wholly good at mechanics.
Yep, Bocce did find an early miss as well, and I think that was actually a very similar place to where Lulzep missed. Kodama has found a big drop now. And so things are going to be pretty even still as Schwartz holds the FC, trying to pull off Monko and Kama with the other two recovering. And I feel like you should be expecting a pretty solid score from Bocce. You do not go easy on this map without having practiced it many times over.
Well, there is plenty of opportunity left in this map for something to happen on both sides. Here, there is a three-way FC for Maryland and Schwartz. However, finding a break now makes this very difficult for Oregon. Bocce found a little bit of an early miss, but has recovered well here. He's looking comfortable on reading these patterns, but Kamikaze finds the break on the Hard Rock as well, and Kama is just proving how much more confident he is on the Hard Rock here than other players. Kodama is going to find the first break for Maryland, which is going to give Oregon an avenue into this, but they're riding very heavily on Bocce holding this combo all the way through basically the remainder of the map right now. As long as Kama and Monko hold these combos right now with very, very comfortable looking aim.
Yeah, as long as Maryland can hold on to the two FCs, Bocce can't do anything about it. And Monko on the Nomad is looking very, very good on this pick. Going to be much easier for Monko to play this than either Schwartz or Kami, who are trying to make a comeback. Kodama finds yet another miss, has been struggling into the later stages of this map, but again, Kama and Monko holding the combo. What Kodama does doesn't really matter at this point unless we see one of those FCs drop.
This is a big Hard Rock farm map. If Kama has practiced this map, which I definitely know he has, because that's just how things work here, this is like a really good tournament score if he's able to maintain this in the PM. So we're just waiting for him to like make it all the way to the hard part at the ending pretty much now, as well as Monko, who is continuing to maintain his mechanics lord status. Unfortunately, Kama will be finding a break, but not before setting an absolutely ridiculous score in combo with Hard Rock on this map. I mean, he's 400k and we're barely about that way.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, there's so much time left in the map. If we see a miss out of Monko, then Bocce Man certainly has the time to bring it back, but Monko is so good at these stream picks. That might be a lot to ask, especially with just no support for Bocce Man right now. Kama has found another miss, but even then, Kodama right back up there, right ahead of Schwartz. There goes Monko, actually. Now Bocce has a chance to do it. If he can hold on to this combo, the ending is very tricky. And Bocce has a lot of pressure. It is more than possible.
They are roughly 300,000 score behind Maryland right now. Kama does find a break on this longer stream section with Kodama. That's two big drops for Maryland here. They cannot make it by with just the one combo on Monko right now. Luckily for them, Schwartz does drop the combo again, as well as Kamikaze. So Oregon throwing Maryland a little bit of a bone here with just having Bocce, but Bocce holds through one of the most difficult sections of the map. And we saw Lulzep do the same with the early miss, and then he hit the entire ending. Can Bocce replicate that performance? Can he be the hero Oregon needs right now? He's got to go up against the scores on Monko and Kodama, and he's got to hope his teammates hold through the ending.
Yeah, but Oregon are ahead right now by about 30,000 points with the easy multiplier from Bocce. That score on the screen is a little bit misleading. And so really the pressure is on Maryland to rebuild these combos. And right now Monko is doing his best, but Tommy and Schwartz. Schwartz has recovered a little bit, but if they continue to miss, they're going to make Bashi's life a whole lot harder.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the point of no return for Bashi, though. He's got to make it through at least most of this ending section here in order for this to be really solidified, but I think he's done enough. This score lead is just too far gone between these two teams. Kama, Schwartz both trade breaks at the ending here, and Monko, Kodama are trying to pull this away, but it's still only about 300,000 score in favor of Maryland, and Bashi adds 424,000. And that is Oregon's point very, very convincingly there. 300,000 score lead for Maryland, adding 424K from Bashi. Man, Oregon winning that map by about 100,000 score. And we've seen it all now. 2 ridiculous easy scores now.
Yeah, and somehow both the easy players just absolutely popped off and won the map for their team.
Man, that's got to hurt for Maryland a little bit there. It was not their pick, but Kama comes up and puts up a 540K on Hard Rock, and Monka 1 misses with Nomad for 600,000+. Losing that by 100,000 definitely has got to sting just a little bit there, but I know Oregon's going to be feeling good about that one, bringing this match 2-2.
Yep, and I think that was about 4,000 points off of Lul's up score, so very, very close. We do get the Nomad 4 tech pick coming out for Maryland, and Oregon has actually looked pretty solid on the tech throughout this tournament, especially in the earlier stages. Now, of course, this tech is a lot harder than the round of 32, so I think the question comes down to scaling for Oregon.
All tech map. It is time. This is an exceptional pick for Maryland. This is, Monko is a great tech player and is going to be amazing on this map. And the funny part is I am fully prepared for Kama and Batball to completely overshadow that fact with how confident they're going to be on this map, because that's what I'm expecting to happen. Like, it's like, you can be the best, you can be a really freaking good player, but if, you're playing against one of the best players at whatever, it really doesn't matter. We say that about teams a lot of the time, right? Like, you could set the number 2 score of the weekend on a map that every single team plays, but if you're playing against the team who sets the number 1 score, it doesn't matter.
Nope, exactly, and we have seen that be the case before many times. We see teams getting roughly the second best performance overall in the tournament, and just unfortunately the other team was better on the weekend. Very interesting dynamic though, and we should be getting into it shortly as we have the goofs in the chat.
The goofs. It's time. It is time for tech.
I think it is always time for tech, as this map kind of just gets right into it. There's not too much build up, no breaks really. Monko does find the first miss, not the play we're expecting, but that's an early one and not gonna matter too much. Batball actually follows it up, and yes, these are early, but potentially signs of what are to come. It is going to be the very, very slight lead for Oregon. Maryland keeping it close with the accuracy. That's a really big drop for Bashi. Score is going to split back over instantly, as Batball and Monko have recovered very, very nicely. Accuracy is recovering as well, and lots of pressure, and Kami and Schwartz to hold on here.
Ooh, slider break from Kamikaze.
Yeah.
Not too good here for Oregon at the start of the map. We do have breaks from everyone now on Oregon, unfortunately. And now Maryland, with some big combos on all 3 players, are going to run away with this a little bit. However, Batball and Monko are going to slow that down just a tad here. But Kama going to be able to go into this finger control section with some of the 1/3s here with some good accuracy and a fantastic score right now. And that's exactly what Maryland needs, honestly. There's really nobody on Oregon that's able to contest this.
And Kama didn't drop a single 100 on that finger control section. As Oregon continues to find misses, this is going to be a point for Maryland, as Kama's just going off right now. The 99-4.
This is going to be the performance from Kama. We talked about at the beginning of the map. You know, Monko, a very good tech player, and actually, I talked about Kama and Batball potentially overshadowing him. Monko actually outperforming Batball on this pick, but yeah, Kama kind of fulfilled my prediction here by a lot. Oh no, the miss at the ending. We'll call it an FC. Let's call it an FC. That is 960,000 score on this map with 3 100s. That's an FC.
It's close enough. We just pretend that one is a 0, and we move on.
Man, what a stellar performance there. 960,000. That is very very reminiscent, I think, of what we were kind of seeing earlier with the Texas match, where, you know, Decaton was just kind of like rolling through picks with FCs, and it was literally just making the difference on picks. I believe this map in particular was actually one of those maps. Yes, Decaton set a 930k full combo on this map. Kama just made his accuracy look bad.
There you go. So Kama doesn't even need the FC to beat out the score, and I'm fairly sure that is going to be the top score of the tournament on the No Mod 4.
Oh yeah, big time.
Huh. Oregon?
Big performance. But Decaton did technically FC, I guess, so does it count? I don't know. We said it counted earlier, so maybe it does. But maybe it doesn't.
We may never know.
They're going to arm wrestle for it later. It'll be live on this channel at 4 in the morning in the Walmart parking lot. Be there.
Oh, man. I'm going to hold you to that, Trillier.
I can't coordinate this way. Oh my god. It'll be on Roblox. How about that? We'll meet in the middle. Walmart parking lot to Roblox. That works.
Yep. GT2, not a bad pick for Oregon. Very different. The GT1, GT3 that are a lot more standard that Oregon opted to ban out. This 2009, very, very old style map, but is only AR9. So the higher AR rating is not going to be a consideration whatsoever here. Schwartz Boshi should be in for this one.
That's a tongue twister. Try saying that.
It is. It's
Try saying Schwartz Boshi 10 times fast. Everyone in chat, try it now. I dare you. All right.
Schwartz even has the S at the end of the name for the added difficulty.
Damn, Taro did it. What the heck?
Oh,
that's kind of
sick.
That's kind of sick. All right.
That's MVP vote from me.
You know what?
There.
You know what, Taro? I like it. I like it, man. The commitment was good. Nobody else tried it. You went where nobody else dared to. I respect that. It's Oregon time, though. We need to see if they're able to continue trading these picks back and forth with Maryland. They've done well with it so far, and on this old style DT map now, we'll see if they can continue that performance here. We've seen some big things out of Dynamo so far in this match, and maybe this DT will be an opportunity for him to put up another good performance. Boshi Man has found a couple of very early breaks and has tended to like FC the ending of the map afterwards. Dynamo is going to find the first big break.
Yeah, it's not a super long map, but Boshi is recovering. No, and there goes Schwartz now. So this is when the misses are actually going to start to matter. No misses from Maryland, and because of a singular player that I won't name, they are off to a very big accuracy advantage.
Uh-oh.
Monko 2K does find the drop. There goes Kama as well. So now Batball is trying to fend off Boshi and Dynamo, but Boshi misses. And yet again, Maryland in the lead with Batball holding on.
Damn, I had no idea that Batball would perform well on the old style DT map. Why? Who could have seen this coming?
It's just not possible. No one could have seen this coming.
I mean, Batball has never played this skill set before. This is like his first time. He must have practiced this map for weeks. I couldn't even say it with a straight face. Batball is doing exactly what we expect him to do right now.
All of a sudden, Yeah, but all of a sudden you've got 2 misses for Maryland, and Dynamo Schwartz, you combine the combos, they're a little bit higher than Batball, and so that score is going to go back over to Oregon, especially with Boshiman recovering as well. There goes Schwartz. That's going to slow things down for Oregon. In fact, that's going to reverse the direction of this score.
Yeah, Batball about 100 combo up on Dynamo, who found the first break for Oregon, but has actually been a big help to them now in the later parts of this map here. Boshiman effectively nullifying whatever Combo's putting up for combo right now, and Monko has another lead over Schwartz, so it's maybe a 200 to 300 combo lead in total for Maryland on the backs of Batball and Monko outscoring their kind of like direct comparison player on the other side. And with Schwartz finding another break, that is going to be extended a little bit until Combo finds a break there. But Dynamo trades it out as well, and that was the one major thing holding Oregon onto this map.
Yep, that is going to be it for Oregon. The first break point of this match. Even Monko on the recovery combo now. No other players on the Maryland team to talk about. None whatsoever.
This is a certified Batball moment. I mean, this is why he is like revered in this skill set, you know, and the scariest part is he's consistent with it too. He does finally find a break at the ending, unfortunately, but not before putting up a 1.1 million score for his team to get them to an over 300,000 score victory there, 400,000 almost over that. So well done to Batball there. 6/100s. That is just crazy accuracy. That is the this map equivalent of whatever Akama was getting on Hard Rock 1 earlier.
Yep. Now Maryland, of course, has the pick. Want to bring it to match point, and I think they have a lot of options left here.
Very much. Only one more needed to force match point for Maryland here.
Gorilla Step.
They did pick that in their match earlier today, and Kama did absolutely demonic things to that map. So
yeah, just a casual FC on the Hard Rock from Kama last time around. I could very well see them picking that again if Kama is confident to put up, you know, something similar, 700, 800K. Because it's tough to see who is matching that on Oregon, but they're going to go for the free mod 2 instead. It's going to be We Hate Ho-Ho.
Okay, I see this. If Maryland thinks that they're better than Oregon at the tapping, then I definitely see this working. And I believe that they are better than Oregon at the base mechanics. So I also agree with them. Not only do I think I agree with them.
You know, I think Maryland has had the edge on speed, and clearly it's had the edge on tech. They figured, why not combine them both for our next pick, and free mod 2. Kama undoubtedly going to be on the Hard Rock again. Has been playing really, really well.
We'll see if we can maintain that into the We Hate Toho pick here. We've seen some very good Hard Rock and Hidden Hard Rock performances on this map so far. Most notably, at least one that I can remember is You're Cute, JP, for South California. Put up a Hidden Hard Rock FC map, FC on this earlier, so a very good score from him in that matchup.
I think
that's notable.
I think on a map like this, if you are stuck on the Hard Rock anyways, a lot of the times, if you're comfortable on the Hidden, it really doesn't add too much difficulty over just that Hard Rock. In fact, for some players, they find it makes it a little bit easier.
Well, here we go. Good luck from both sides here. Oregon, they need a break point in order to really get a big foothold back into this match here, and Maryland is looking to force match point.
Yep, and I really like Oregon putting Boshi on the no mod. They want Boshi to have the best chance possible to put up a very, very strong score on this map and match somebody like, you know, Monko or Kana. But Boshi found a really big early miss, just misreading that pattern, I think. That ball traded back, though.
Well, start of the pick going well for Oregon. That ball found a very early break, And it's, unfortunately, for Oregon, not mattering too much because of the accuracies on both sides. The 93 on Tile and Bashi. Schwartz the highest at 97 here. They're going to need to see another break from Maryland to really make a huge difference, but they're holding strong. And there goes Bashi, unfortunately, and that's the Nomad FC that you don't want to lose, especially when the Nomad FC on the other team has 99% accuracy and is still holding.
Yeah, if you're going to be taking the Nomad, you really have to put up these big scores for your team, having a little bit of easier time than the rest. There goes Tile. That's a big combo down. It's only Schwartz holding any combo whatsoever against the 3 giant combos on the side of Maryland. The accuracies are so good as well. And the 250 just feels a little bit too fast for Oregon to keep up with here. Bashi continues to miss. Schwartz on good accuracy, but there's just nothing Schwartz can do on his own here.
Absolutely not. Monko and Kama both putting up the FCs, and Batball putting up what basically could be considered a full combo here. Only about 30,000 score behind his teammates, especially with that hidden extra score boost there. There is really nothing Oregon can do about this right now. This is 700,000 in the lead for them almost. Batball does trade a miss with Tile, but that still leaves 2 FCs standing on Maryland, which means that Schwartz is going to do everything by himself, but he does find a break here at the ending. And that's just it for Oregon. Now Kama and Monko are going to bring this one into the ending as comfortable as you like. 99% accuracy basically for both of them here.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do against 2 FCs on a pick like this, especially when you don't really have a dedicated speed player on your roster. And Oregon now backs against the walls here. Maryland needs 1 more point to eliminate Oregon from USC. Oregon going to need to be very, very careful about this pick.
Yeah, nice casual double FC from Maryland on that pick. Very cool. And that's kind of what I was talking about, why that's such a good pick for Maryland. You know, they have the mechanics roster to hold them up on this so easily. I mean, even with just Kama and Monko, both of them are so consistent at this type of tapping mechanics that, you know, most teams, unless you have a very good third player for this type of map, that most don't, you are looking at a rough time against Maryland on this type of map here. Oregon, they do have their own pick to try and stay in this, however. And they actually only need 1 break point against Maryland. So, you know, realistically, even though Oregon is down 3 points to get to match point, they're not in the worst possible position. It is going to be very difficult for them. But 1 break point and 2 of your own picks is much more doable than if you have multiple break points.
Exactly, but now it's really tricky because they have to win Maryland's next pick. It's not one of these early deficits where it's like, yeah, as long as we get a break point at some point in this match, the time is now. Oregon are going to have to win every map from here on out, and they are going to be taking their time on this one. Dressed as goblins, definitely not going to be the map.
No. Looks like Oregon would like the hidden one. Maryland was apparently planning on picking Fremod 1, despite them having just picked the previous map, but they'll have their chance.
Kama just got a little bit excited, and you know, if they can just throw the hidden one, and then Kama can play the Fremod 1.
I agree. Oregon looking for 1 more point.
I mean, what's the idea behind this pick for Oregon, Billy? I'm not sure I see it.
Hidden flow aim Dynamo Bashi go and Schwartz. Yes, that's it.
I guess it is a little bit slower. It's only 230 this time, so maybe they're comfortable enough on the 230.
They're all
248.
They're all stream-ish players. Like Bashi, Schwartz, and Dynamo all can do like normal BPM stream, like, you know, stuff. You know, 190, 200 BPM stream, that type of thing. Like, not stamina player stream where you're hitting 210, 220, but sub 200 stuff. All 3 of these players are very good at that sort of thing. They're going up against a very talented trio, but I think they're all very good at it.
Yeah, I mean, there's also only 2 BPM slower than our previous map. Obviously, not quite as speed intensive, but we'll see if any of these bursts happen to catch Oregon out.
Well, we'll see. These 1/3 streams are really a big bit of trouble, even for the greatest of hidden players here. Very uncharacteristically for Maryland, it's going to be Kama to find the first break for them. Schwartz is going to trade that out, and it's going to be another break on the side of Maryland, so it's 2 FCs to 2 already. One dropped on both sides here.
Yeah, and again, just Maryland so far have looked a little bit more comfortable just based on those accuracies. If Oregon can hold on to their combos, they're going to be in a good spot, but they need to win off of the combo and not the accuracy. It's a much easier section of the map. There goes Schwartz, misses on nothing, and that's going to be a disaster for Oregon. Oh, Kodama trades it back on that burst.
Tragic miss from Kodama there again. 2 of the players that I wasn't expecting to find early breaks on this pick. Kama, Kodama, very good at, this type of pick, especially Kodama with the consistency maps that he is so known for in his ability to play through stuff like this. But Batball really, really holding it down for Maryland right now. This accuracy is terrifying, and there's nobody that's matching it right now. It really is just Bashi and Dynamo on the FCs, and while they do have respectable accuracy, absolutely nobody is coming close to the current performance of Batball.
Yeah, and we haven't seen any drops in quite some time. Even the recovery combos are starting to get big, whereas if we see either one of the recovery combos drop, it'll be enough to flip over the score, the accuracies. There goes Schwartz, missing on the slow section again. You really can't afford to miss on the slow section of a pick like this, where the combos are so high, and Maryland are going to start to run away with this. This is a big window of opportunity for them.
It's not helping, unfortunately. Luckily for Schwartz, both of his teammates have FCs, and if they don't have scoreboard open, they might not know that Maryland has dropped 2 of their FCs. Kama was very early, but Dynamo not happy about that break. Man, that was right before this really easy aim section right now, and Oregon may have potentially been sent away with that break there, unless we see some miracle of a triple break from Maryland here. They have so much combo right now.
Yep, all of Oregon's hope rests on the shoulders of Bashi Man, and the hope that Maryland will lose their hands, lose their power, something,
Oh, this is just the sheer power of Maryland. I mean, this is, kind of the performance that we've expected from them, or at least come to expect from Maryland. They are just such a strong roster, and I talked about it earlier. They have a trio for almost anything you can throw at them. This is easily the strongest Maryland we have ever seen in United States Cup thus far, and they're looking to prove it to everyone as well. They lost one singular match against New York, where I think like half of their team was either like dying or dead, and they are looking to make a statement in the losers bracket now as they finally win the Dressed as Goblins pick. Oregon, unfortunately, will succumb to their power 6-2. And Maryland will be advancing to play the next round of the losers bracket, losers round 4, and with that, the next round of the tournament, the semifinals.
Yeah, and they are going to be up against Washington. That is going to be a good match in the losers bracket, even.
That's a good loser. I mean, the losers bracket right now is kind of terrifying. It is almost fully decided by now. The only missing link for the tournament this weekend is the match that will be occurring tomorrow at, or rather Tuesday at 3 UTC. Tomorrow, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, will be Virginia versus New Jersey. That is the number 1 seed versus the number 8 seed. The winner of that will be going on to face South California. The loser of that match will be dropping down to the losers bracket to face off against Pennsylvania. Is it Wednesday through UTC? Oh, it's even further out. It is Wednesday through UTC. So take all those times I just said and shift them back a bit.
Yeah, we've got a little bit to wait, but man, just looking at this losers bracket, it is really stacked already. Like, we have really, this tournament has gone by a lot faster than it feels like. We are very, very quickly approaching these later stages where every team is very, very strong and can take points off of the other ones. So we'll be back for 3 UTC Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah, we'll be here. Actually, you know something fun I actually would like to note about the current status of the tournament?
What is that, Chillier?
we're moving into the semifinals, right? Which means that the top 12 teams in the tournament will be remaining after the Virginia versus New Jersey match. And out of those 12 teams remaining in the tournament, all of them are the top 12 seeded teams.
Yeah, very strong argument for not bothering with qualifiers. You know, why have qualifiers when the ranked qualifiers just does it better?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, actually. I've never seen that before, that 1 through 12 make it to top 12 like that. That is just, I mean, it speaks to like how well these teams match with their seeds, but still.
Yeah, definitely unusual, but this is going to be it for us. Until next time, 2 days from now, huge thank you to Keys as always for the stream. Thank you, Shellier, for joining me, and of course, thank you to all of you guys for watching. I hope you have a good night, and take care.